Hello, divas, diamonds, and dolls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Femininity with Momma Gail. Today, let's have a little conversation about being girly does not mean being feminine. I've been girly all my life, always dressed like a young lady. Being girly, you like girly things. You go get your hair done. You take care of yourself inside and out, in the sense of the way you take care of your body, the way that you protect your heart, things of that nature. You like girly earrings and getting your face beat and your hair done and your nails done. You like being girly from head to toe. You're always represented as girly. But feminine is a little something deeper. Everyone's not born feminine, but there are some young ladies who are just feminine from birth. They are dainty. They're always a little lady. They know how to bat their eyes and to, present themselves as little ladies, 3, 4 years old. So they have this feminine presence, feminine energy that has to be matured within them. And then there are some of us who we don't know whether we were feminine when we were smaller, but something happened along the way that pulled us out of feminine energy, if we were ever feminine from the beginning, if we had the energy from the beginning. But the feminine energy is something that radiates from within. And it doesn't matter how well you dress, how girly you are, how you like girly things, how you cross your legs when you sit, how you speak, and things of that nature. If it's not exuding from within, if there is no energy, if there is no radiance about you being well clothed and dressed up on the outside. The feminine energy that radiates from the core is a presence that just absolutely cannot be faked. It is a presence that is attractive, that is alluring. It is a presence that brings healing and leaves people better than when you found them. It is a presence that just cannot be explained, but it can be lived and worked on. You can change out of masculine energy and tilt the scale more in and towards feminine energy if you are willing to work on yourself. Feminine presence, that ladylike aura, is not just being dressed on the outside. There are gifts that come with feminine energy and feminine presence that dressing up and being girly is not going to ever bring to you until you work on yourself from the core, from the inside, from your being. And as you radiate and work on yourself and begin to illuminate, you will see the difference in just dressing up into dressing up and being feminine. Now, how do we work on these things? We work on ourselves. This is why it is very, very important not to just get dressed. There are a lot of young ladies that I grew up with in my even surrounding areas right now. They get dressed and they look very nice in the girly clothing that they are wearing. But when it comes to feminine presence, I don't care how well they cross their legs and sit and present themselves like a lady, there is no presence because they are not willing to change out of being controlling, being dominant. They are not willing to change from having a bad attitude. They think that the thug life or the product of the environment that the environment has made them, that they have to stay in that energy. So even though They're dressed and looking like girls. They have no feminine presence. And they have an attitude when someone with feminine presence comes around, because they interpret that as, she thinks she better than me. She trying to one up me. Who this be thinks she is. So you work on yourself from the inside. You tone down and bring down masculine energy. When you see yourself and you feel yourself rising up in masculine energy, when you see yourself doing anything out of character, out of the character of masculine energy, you have to reverse that thing. You have to pull it down and see yourself flowing in your feminine energy. And sometimes that means keeping your mouth shut when you know that something dangerous is going to come out of your mouth. That also means woosah, calming your attitude when you hear it about to erupt. Go from 0 to 100 real quick. There are some things that has to be worked on. Your presence, the way you carry yourself, the way you stand. Yes, these things has to be worked on, but they are not priority to you working on yourself from the inside first. Healing, dealing with you, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, how can I change from who I am to become who it is I know and I want and I desire to be? So those hurts and wounds and scars and things from the past, they have to be dealt with. Forgiveness has to take place. You don't forgive other people for the things that they do for them. You forgive for you, so that you can empty out and release the pain that that experience brought you. So you forgive that person and you forgive yourself. And you forgive yourself not only as a victim to what somebody else did to you, but you forgive yourself for the things that you hold down, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, that you did not do, but you knew that you should have done. There's nothing you can do to relive the past. There's nothing you can do about the shoulda, woulda, couldas. You have to work on and forgive yourself and look in the mirror and talk to yourself. As I always say in my talks, I talk to myself all the time. Gail, I forgive you. There were things that I did out of ignorance in masculine energy that I had to forgive myself, because it was like a noose around my neck, carrying things that there was nothing that I could go back in the past and change. So I had to deal with it, face it, and forgive myself for it. And even people that you have hurt, because you are not always a victim. Sometimes you are the one who's caused pain to someone else. And even if they're not here for you to ask for forgiveness, you can look in the mirror or in a chair and say to the person, can you forgive me for such and such and such? And believe that they have forgiven you. Whether it's your mom, your dad, they never got to see you as ladylike and dainty and feminine as you are. How you've changed. You have to heal from the stuff from the inside. And then once you heal and work on those things that kept you in masculine energy, when you feel it rising up, because it's not gonna be an instant change overnight. You have to work on yourself. There are some days that you may cry. There are some days that you don't feel like letting somebody else say what they want to say. You don't feel like ignoring what somebody else says. You don't feel like being the bigger person. But those days you have to deal with and make the decision. Am I going to operate in feminine energy? Or am I going to explode and don't look like who I present myself to be? Are going to be those days. And I will say this to you: the more you work on subsiding, pressing down the masculine energy and flowing in the feminine energy, riding the feminine wave, it will get easier and easier. And your light will shine brighter and brighter because you are no longer who you used to be. You will come to a place where you are the same person, but people will look at you and say, is that the same person? Because your life seems to be unrecognizable. So being girly, getting dressed up like a girl. I've been girly all my life. Love being cute. Love throwing on cute things. But the anger, the pain, the fear, the rage that was in me, no matter how well dressed I was, I had no feminine presence. People did not like me in designer clothes, carrying designer bags, wearing designer shoes, somebody else's name all over me. And people still did not like me because the masculine energy overpowered everything that I was wearing from head to toe. So now, girly does not mean feminine. Feminine is the aura of what comes out of you. It's a beauty. It's a softness, a sweetness, a tender gentleness that exudes out of you. And there's so much more to femininity than just being soft and sweet. People respect femininity. People appreciate femininity. The N is reflecting out. The female, within is reflecting out of you. Just because we are female, it doesn't mean that we are feminine. Just because we are dressed up in girly clothes and we are girly, it doesn't mean that we are feminine. We must work on being feminine. And as I stated in the beginning, even our young ladies who are born and grow up 3-4 years old, and you see the little feminine presence, it's cultivated, worked on, it's developed. Parents instill in young girls the quality, the power, the energy of being feminine and why they should stay feminine, dainty, sweet, radiant young ladies. So girly does not mean feminine. This is Femininity with Momma Gail. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If there was something that I could have added on, should have added on, please leave me a comment. Have a blessed day, divas, diamonds, and dolls.